This is greetings to everybody. As long as you're hearing me today, I think you should give thanks to God. It's been a great year. We just have to thank God, for all we have achieved. Please forget all what you have not achieved. Probably all your plans have not come to pass, but please just be grateful. A grateful heart is all that is needed now. Even to my friends who are atheists, there is a sovereign being, just like you have told me. Thank that sovereign being. He's responsible for whatever you have achieved tonight with your effort. He gave you the power to achieve things. I am happy today because it's a great day. I just want to tell you about my own experience about the kind of injustice I noticed and how we keep quiet to injustice. I was walking by a few 2 weeks ago. I think I went to get something in the evening and in the late at night, and I saw a woman just behind me eating a little girl. And by the time I looked back, I saw she was a very little girl, like 6 or 7 years. And I was wondering, how could a woman be eating a little girl with her hand so hard? And I felt uncomfortable. I wanted to talk to her, but I just felt the way she was eating her, probably the girl was not a child, or so let me trace her. So I went behind her. I followed her. She didn't know I was following her afar off. And when I got to where she stopped, I asked one of her neighbors who that little girl was. And the neighbor told me the girl is a child, and that's the way she treats her children. I later find out she's bitter, she's a single mother, probably she's in pain, she's going through a lot, who knows. But the way she was eating and the fact that I got testimony from the neighbors, I was hoping that I would get someone to defend me or to testify to what is happening when I go to NAPTIP. NAPTIP is one of the agencies in my country fighting and taking care of children. And but none of them, I spoke to 3 of the neighbors, they said no, including a pastor friend who was close to it. She said no, he wouldn't like to get involved, and that he's not likely to kill the child. But we are used to silence until we get over this silence, which is not helping us. There was something. I learned that Desmond Tutu died today, and I'm so grateful for the life of that man. That man and Nelson Mandela were the only 2 guys who fought apartheid that stuck to my head since I was in my teens. And he said something. One of his favorite quotes, one of his popular quotes is that if you are neutral in times of, situations of injustice, you have chosen the side of the oppressor. It's just true. Because when you see things happening around you and you don't speak up, which has become a norm in my society, everyone wants to mind his business. It's unfortunate. You can't just keep minding your business. Oh, I don't want to have enemy. Oh, it's my neighbor. We have all over internet in my country where women are beating, and apart from beating, even injuring children who are their house helps, who are their probably cousins, nieces, nephew who are staying with them, who are not their own children. You see them beating them, eating them with hot iron, molesting children anyhow. It's happening in my society. And I'm sure if you check your society, it might be happening. But these people have neighbors. They must have observed the way these women and men treat these children, but they kept quiet because they don't want to offend their neighbors. They don't want to ruffle the boat, but we need to start. If you let me tell you something. The more you speak up, the more people will respect you. People will know you for who you are. In my own area, they know me. I cannot say things going on and keep quiet. When I've read quotes of someone like Edmund Burke, who said the only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. Bad people don't expect you to come and confront them. No, just keep quiet. Once you keep quiet, once you are silent to whatever they are doing, they are satisfied. They are okay. And they will keep doing it hard. They will keep doing the evil they are doing. Just 3 days ago, I went to get something, and as I was in the shop, a lady walked fast into the shop, and I was wondering, I looked at her and I saw fear in her face. And by the time I looked at my back, I saw a guy trying to, approach her, and I knew that she didn't want that. She didn't want, and she was afraid. So, by the time I looked at the guy, I know that he was obviously drunk, and I told the guy to leave. That the lady doesn't want to speak to her. There were other guys there, and they were like looking at me. They were afraid because they thought the guy is a thug or something. But I can't be afraid of thugs. I mean, in my own community. Then if we're afraid of them, we're in a mess. So I pushed the guy away until his other drunk guy came to take him away. And the lady was happy. The lady was rescued. On a normal day, if I were not there, people would just be looking. They may just be looking until probably the guy start touching the girl and start causing mayhem all over. The earlier we start observing what is happening around us, the better. Please, shall we look at that neighbor? Please, poke nose. You need to check what is happening. Check that little girl, that little boy around you. That little girl that goes out at night, and because she's not living with her parents, because he's not living with his parents, we need to check out these people. They cannot speak for themselves. That woman that is always pretending as if all is well, but you know that the husband is beating her all the time. Women, speak up for yourself also. We cannot keep continuing. We cannot continue. We cannot keep deceiving ourselves and think that things will improve. A happy people make a happy society. Once people are not happy, it will reflect in the society. You see aggressiveness everywhere. You see that people are not happy. It's reflecting in whatever we are doing. It's reflecting in our productivity. It's reflecting in the level of thinking. Our mind, the mind of most of us is not working well. We are just happy slaves in wherever we are. We need to wake up. Please, I want to beg you to pay attention to your environment. Just speak up for these little boys and girls. Speak up for that woman. Speak up for that man also. You see, we live in a society where even men are facing their own, because you see when a man is richer than the other, he wants to just match on the other person. We have seen guys. I followed a guy to prison sometimes, and I saw a guy who said he was trying to date a girl. He didn't know that the girl was going out with with an army general. That's why he's in prison for like 3 years. They just forget him there, and nothing is happening. That's the country where I live. So, until we start standing up for ourselves, and if you don't learn it from little things, you won't be able to do the big ones. I challenge you today, as the year is running to an end, please let us start speaking up. Don't just keep quiet and think that all will be well. All will not be well until you speak up. All will not be well until you act. You may not have all it takes, but you may have the right person to call. Just call this person. Please, this is happening in my society. This is happening to this little boy. I suspect this is happening. Don't let us wait till people kill themselves in their homes. Don't let us wait until people die in silence. What is the essence of life anyway, if all we have to do is just live for ourselves? The real question eventually is if there's life after death. That's not the real question. The real question is that if the life you live, whether you are alive before death. That's the real question. And the way for you to be alive before death really is for you not to live for yourself alone, but to live for others. I challenge you, please. Just try it. People are happier when you influence others. You are happier when you help others. Just try it. From that little you have, use it to help others. Just speak up for someone. It will encourage you to do more. Speak up for someone. Thank you very much for listening. And I wish you compliment of the season and Happy New Year in advance. Please subscribe to my channel again. Do not forget. Thank you.